Welcome back to Stock Show Confidential. Now let's head over and talk to Dr. Bo about a very serious pig illness called PPLO.
So glad you're here at Stock Show Confidential today. We're going to talk about PPLO and pigs. And I'm Bo Brock, veterinarian in Lamesa, Texas, and I'm glad that you're with us.
Hey, Dr. Bo, what's PPLO?
So I'm going to talk about the word PPLO because everybody says PPLO, but what does that mean? It stands for plural pneumonia-like organism. The pig, if it truly gets PPLO, actually catches the bacteria that causes it, Mycoplasma hyosynovia, when it's about 3 weeks old, which is a long time before you got it. So there's not a lot you can do about the pure form of PPLO. What happens is this. The smallest capillaries in your body are in your lungs and underneath the cartilage in your joints. So when this bacteria gains a foothold in a little piglet that's 2 or 3 weeks old, it gets in the blood and it settles out in the smallest capillaries, which is underneath the cartilage of the bone. And then what happens is the pig just eliminates the infection, but the damage that occurred is still there. And as this pig grows, its bones get bigger, but its cartilage doesn't, so it's kind of like sticking your fist into a balloon. The farther you stick it, the thinner the balloon gets.
What do I do to prevent it?
When we get our pigs at the house, the first thing we do is we put them on a watering situation where we can monitor how much water they drink, and we can medicate that water with a known amount of drugs. So we get a pig home that we've purchased, we put that pig on Lincoln Mix 300, the injectable kind, in their water at 1 ounce per gallon. And at that dosage rate over a long period of time, about 20 days, for the first 20 days we have them there, we do that. That keeps any bacteria that they picked up in their blood from settling out in their joints, in their synovium, in their lungs, or all the places that bacteria tends to go. And that gets us off to a fresh start.
Hey, Dr. Bo, tell me a little more about PPLO.
We tend not to overfeed our pigs with too much protein. We start them off when they're young at a 20% and we gradually work their way down. Of course, each pig's going to be different depending on how much muscle they have, but we don't want them to grow too fast. That's what we have the biggest problem with. I like to supplement those pigs with an organic form of vitamin E in their food so that they constantly have that antioxidant effect of the vitamin E when it's in there. And when I start walking those pigs, when I start the exercise program on them, I like for them to weigh at least 120 pounds before I start that. Prior to that, their bones are soft, their muscles are still developing, and they don't understand to stop. So they'll go and run till they're tired, and then they start tearing things up. We look very closely at the feet of the pig because they can get cracks that cause lameness where the pad of their foot meets the horny part of their foot or their hoof. And if they're standing on concrete all the time and they're not on dirt, or if they're on shavings, those things tend to get moist. And when they get moist, they pull apart. So if our pig starts getting lame, we want to look at those feet and we want to make sure that they're eating some type of a food that has plenty of the right nutrients and minerals in it in order for their feet to grow properly. And most all of the show pig rations do, but some of them don't. So you want to check on those things. We like to, when we're working with these pigs, feed them some type of a glucosamine or a glycosamine, a glycan, or hyaluronic acid. And there's many of those things on the market today for pigs to keep that level in their blood up so that their joints will remain healthy. Vitamin C is important for that, and most of those supplements have those things too. I like to make sure that whenever those pigs are in their pen, they have someplace soft to stand. If I've got a concrete pen that I keep the pigs in, there needs to be a place within that pen where the shavings are at least 8 inches deep so that the pig can go there to get off the concrete to keep from putting a lot of weight on his joints and on the bottom of his feet. The pig just makes sure that it gets plenty of water, which is common sense, and that it's fed at a regular time, and that we don't feed 1 time a day. You need to feed at least twice a day. We got 5 things basically that we looked at whenever we went through all these things. You need to keep all of these in your mind, knowing that half the time there's almost nothing you can do in the amount of time you have to get your pig ready for a show. But if you have any questions, call your local veterinarian, or you can contact us at www.stockshowconfidential.com, and we'll be glad to help you if we can. Thank you.